Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Spot. Wanted to make a real quick video talking about a topic that I know is kind of hard for a lot of blind people to deal with, as you know, let alone talk about it. But I was watching a video the other day, and I'll put a link down to this lady's channel in the description. But she had a video talking about how difficult it was for her to go to events, primarily or specifically with her events for her sons, and having to sit kind of far back, plays and school events and things, and not being able to sit up front, sit up close enough to see what was going on, and how she was very nervous about asking for help or asking for special privileges, you know, to sit up front or whatnot. And I can totally relate to that. For a long time, I'm 37 now, I met my wife, you know, like 14 years ago. And up until that point, I was dead set proving to the world that I could see. I didn't need any special privileges. I didn't need any special help from anyone. I can handle it all. I can do it. If there's something I couldn't do, then I just suffered in silence and didn't want anyone to know that I couldn't see. It's ridiculous, but we'd go out to eat to restaurants and such, and I would, you know, look around with my menu and make sure nobody was looking, and then I would real quickly look with my magnifier and see, maybe read like one or two items, and then sit up and kind of look, make sure nobody was checking me out, looking at me weird, and then maybe get back down and read some more. And you know what? It's exhausting. It's exhausting putting on that charade. And it's so much easier to just accept it. But it's hard. Like I said, I was well into my, you know, probably my 30s before I fully accepted, this is my condition, this is who I am. It's not something to be ashamed of. Just, if I need help, I need to just ask for it. And I made a video, the going to the grocery store video, and I talked about how I had to ask like 5 or 6 different people for help just in that one trip. And it's not fun. Nobody likes to do it, but you just have to accept the fact that you have to do it, and you do it. And there's tons of benefits from actually doing that. Since then, since I've accepted this and I've started to ask for help, it's doors open up. It's great. We've gone to Disney World. A couple years ago we went to Disney World and got to get one of those front of the line passes for me and my whole family, so that we could skip the line and go right up to the front and get in no problem because of my vision impairment. And it's great. I don't know if they do that anymore. I think I heard somewhere where they've stopped doing that, or it's a little different now. But even we went to Epcot, and we went to I think it's the Hall of Presidents is what it's called. And I told them, I went up to one of the people and I said, look, I'm visually impaired. Is there any chance I could get kind of close so I could see? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Come over here. We'll take you in the side entrance and get you a seat right up in front, the very front row. It was great. I've gone to speaking engagements at the University of Kentucky here, local college, where a celebrity came and spoke, and I called ahead and I said, I'm coming to this event. Is there any chance I can get kind of close? I'm visually impaired, and that would make it much easier for me to see. And they're like, yeah, how many seats do you need? I was like, well, it's me and my 3 friends, so I guess we need 4 seats. Like, yeah, no problem. And they reserved seats for us. We went right up to the front. It was great. Sure, people kind of look at you, like, especially for me, I don't outwardly appear to have a vision impairment. So people kind of look at you like, what's this guy doing? Why does he get special treatment? But you know what? Forget them. It doesn't matter what they think. I got to watch the speaker. I got to not only just hear what they were saying, but I could see them sitting on the stage and interacting with the interviewer, and it was awesome. It was great. I'm so glad that I made that call. Another example is my daughter takes dance class, and every year they have a recital. And every year that we've gone, my family and I have gotten to sit up very close, if not front row, very close to the front row. And it's great. I can still not see detail of the girls up on stage dancing, but I can see well enough, much better than I could in the very back row, being up front there. It's great. And I still have issues. I still struggle with it. I'm not completely, you know, this saint and fully accepting of my issue, my condition. I still have problems with it sometimes because an aspect of Stargardt's is that we have peripheral vision. We don't have any central vision, but we've got peripheral. So I can see, as I'm looking at the menu in a restaurant with my magnifier, I can catch glimpses of people looking at me. And you know, a lot of times I'll just be like one of these and stare at them, and that usually makes them turn away. Or if I'm looking at my phone standing in a mall or something, and I see people walking by me, and I look up and they're looking at me, I kind of look back at them as they're walking by. That's just the inner jerk inside of me that does that, but it doesn't matter. And it's kind of funny, short story, my wife and I were traveling to Las Vegas a couple years ago. We were sitting in the airport waiting for our flight, and you know, in the airport they have the seats in the waiting area, and the seats are usually facing each other, and then, or the seats are back to back, and then back to back and back to back, so there's seats facing each other down aisles. And my wife and I were sitting in one, and there was a nice couple sitting across from us, and we're all waiting for the plane. And the gentleman sitting across from us was kind of reclined out, had his legs out, and sitting there. And I'm looking at my phone with my magnifier, and I see this guy walking up the aisle towards us, and I'm on the end seat, and he's staring. I can see him staring at me, and you can feel it too. You can feel when people are staring at you. And he's looking at me, and by now it's like, oh well, whatever. And he turns into our aisle, and as he does, he's staring so hard at me, looking at my phone, that he doesn't see the gentleman with his legs out in front of him, and he trips over him horribly, stumbles, makes this huge commotion. My wife and I just kind of laugh. It's like, you know what? If you weren't staring so hard, you would have seen where you were going, and that's what you get, you know? So we shouldn't laugh at the guy, but it is kind of funny in that situation. But my point to all this very long-winded discussion is that don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for special treatment for events, going to these, you know, these events that you need to get up close in order to see. It's not something to be ashamed of. 99% of the time, unless they're just having a bad day and they're tired of dealing with people in general, the people are going to be perfectly happy to accommodate you, to help out in any way, to read this that you need them to read, to, you know, whatever. They're going to be fine to do it. So don't be afraid. And then another thing, going along with that same topic, is don't be afraid to come out and initiate a discussion with people about your vision impairment. For example, we just had a new family move in 2 houses down, and we were out there welcoming them to the neighborhood. I went ahead and said, oh, just so you guys know, I'm legally blind. I can't see very well. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I really can't see very well. So if I'm out walking in the neighborhood and you guys are, you know, getting into your car or whatever, and you see me and you wave, if I just flat out ignore you, I'm not being rude. I just don't see you. Or if we're out and about and you say, hey Sam, you know, I'm probably not going to know who you are. So maybe say, hey Sam, it's Ryan, or whatever, you know. And that's okay. It helps out. This family in particular were like, wow, okay, well thank you very much for telling us that, because, you know, I don't want to give them this impression that I'm just this rude, grumpy guy that walks down the street and never waves to anybody. There's a reason why I'm like that. It's not because of that, it's just I can't see you. So that's another great point, is it's okay to come out and tell people without being prompted, without having to explain later on, well, you know, I need you to do this because I can't see. Well, you know, there you go. That's my speech for the day. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please, if you like the video, hit that like button. It really helps out my channel and lets me know what kind of videos you guys like and dislike, and I'll be sure not to make any more of those videos. This is Sam with The Blind Spot, and I'll see you next time.